Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Building with Whip. Today we are going to be talking about a lot of plans going forward, namely the plans for our city here, Papyrus. I went through and kind of wrote out a whole large thing that I want to be kind of talking through and going over as we talk about the goals behind the city, what we're going to do to accomplish that goal, and then kind of what that means going forward. So we have a lot of cool stuff that we got kind of planned out here. I'm going to kind of work on cutting back this riverbank here for a little bit while we talk about it. I want to smooth out this section. And hopefully, let's see, is that going to be too loud right now? A little loud. It looks like it. I'm going to turn that down very, very quickly just for now. We'll turn the sounds back up a little bit later. But yeah, so anyways, Papyrus is a city that came into existence through the lush life along the riverbanks here. The soil, because of all of the sand and the water flowing through, has really given a lot of life here, and it's a really strong, special soil for growing different types of plants. The one that here stands out is the sugarcane. The parchment that it produces throughout the entire region has really become unique, and in the way that it lasts a lot longer. The books made from it and scrolls made from it are much, much stronger and are much more valuable. Which means people from all across the world have started coming to Papyrus, this desert city that we're working on building here, and it's turned it into a bustling trade metropolis because of all the different people here. Which means that there's going to be a bunch of different cultural ties and things like that throughout here. As the city's grown, the ruling family, who is similar to like the Egyptian pharaohs, they're kind of seen as a god throughout their civilization. They have come into collecting taxes and things from travelers and non-local individuals in order to fund the city even more. So that's led them to building a giant megastructure, which we'll be working on later over that mob farm, which is going to be a great massive pyramid. Sorry again for the siren in the background if you guys can hear that. But that's where that's going to be going. That was just kind of the general idea of it. Now we're going to get in how do we want to accomplish this goal. So now we're going to be moving on to how do we accomplish that goal, like I just said. So we've been talking about this large pyramid structure that's going to be right over there. That is going to be heavily inspired from the Minecraft default vanilla desert monument thing, the desert temple. There's the jungle temple, then there's the desert temple, which is the two pillars in front of it, and the pyramid shape behind it. So it's going to be heavily inspired from that. While we're in here, we're just going to be working in planning out some buildings right now while we kind of talk through all this stuff. So hopefully you guys enjoy that bit. But more or less how that structure is going to be working is it's going to be heavily inspired by the Game of Thrones Great Pyramid over in Marine, I believe it is, which Daenerys Targaryen takes over for a long time. So it's going to be heavily inspired from that one, and as well as the vanilla thing, like I mentioned. 4, 5, 6, 7. We can bring this back here. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't really like that, but let's do. No, that's 4. That's okay. Yeah, so we're gonna have a building here. And then, yeah, so then beyond that, the way that they got their wealth, obviously, is through this sugar cane. So we have all these riverlands where I'm trying to clear out a bunch of like lowland marsh areas alongside them, which will really allow for us to create large sugarcane plantations that really start to show off the wealth and power of the region that we're working within, because obviously the sugarcane is why people originally came here, for those amazing papers. Beyond the sugarcane, we're going to be building a giant market where all of the new traveling merchants and whatnot would be coming into the region. And we need to go, because that is going to be what we're using to accomplish the whole city feel that we're trying to go for here. And with that, we're going to have to create a bunch of housing to store all of those merchants, which will be kind of outskirts of the city surrounding the market. On the outside of the market, there's going to be more set-up shops that will be inhabited by local merchants, because by law, the traveling merchants are unable to own large shops here. They can only own housing options, which will allow us to create kind of this cool sense of cultural like power, in that the people who live here are the people who are from here are more established. And it's very much like in a lot of cities now with their local markets, you actually can't own property inside a local market. Like in the city I live in, there's a big market here, big public market, and the only way to get a stall in it is to, one, be a local area, and two, to not have like a chain, anything else around that would kind of be another part of your business. Literally your only business can come from that public market in order to have a stall in it, which I think is a really cool idea. So we're going to be trying to capture that idea as we go forward here with our City of Papyrus. But so as far as creating that city atmosphere, most of this stuff is going to be, we're kind of planning out the buildings back there, but a lot of what we're going to be going forward with is over in this region here. So far, the buildings that I have listed out that I want to be adding in, which I really want you guys to be adding in on this. So if you guys have comments on what type of buildings you want to be seeing, what styles you want to be added in here and things like that, please, 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 please let me know. I am very much looking for ideas. You don't need that area right there. But what I'm thinking so far is I want to do a storage room, obviously, probably in this vicinity, just so it's more centralized. We need a restaurant of some sort. We need an inn. We need a tavern. Just kind of different things for hosting all of the traveling merchants and areas for them to live, eat, and stay the night if they're just in temporarily. So that's all going to be in this area. Beyond that, we need a paper maker because of all the parchment. We're going to need to have some sort of a paper maker. All the sugar cane needs to get turned into parchment somehow. So we're going to have at least one building, more factory-sized place in order to do that. I've been playing around with ideas of all the sugarcane needs to go through our giant ruling family's pyramid, so the building could be right next to it, because they would be controlling all of the wealth and power in there. Sorry if it's lagging. Now the mob farm is running down below us. And then beyond that, I want to have a bookmaker. That requires leather though. So we need to figure out another civilization around here that will be nearby, that will be importing leather to the region. Then I want to create a library to store all of these books that are just these amazingly well created books, whether they're empty or full or whatever, and scrolls and things. We have to have somewhere to store them. So obviously we have to create a large library for that. I would like to also create an apothecary because of all the books and power that's kind of into the region. A lot of like smart intellectuals of the time would probably be coming to in order to study and learn from whatever books and scrolls and ancient tombs that are being held here for knowledge for the future in their great library. So I'd like to add an apothecary in here, a potion maker, like a brewer or something like that. Beyond that, we want to be adding a blacksmith, primarily for making horseshoes. I don't really know if this is going to be an extremely militant city that has a large military presence in it. The ruling family will obviously have their guards and everything, but we need to get a horseshoe maker. But the reason for the horseshoes is not going to be for horses, it's going to be for donkeys. So I want to go ahead and find a bunch of donkeys and mules and things like that and bring them into this area and start breeding them, because I know we need horses to do that, so don't worry there. But a lot of what that stuff is going to be for is we will be able, that's kind of, I was doing a lot of research on ancient Egypt and how they would like move their crops and goods around as they're working on the Nile River, and a lot of what they did was donkeys and mules. So we're going to really try and create that atmosphere of having those kind of stationed out at the different plantations, which one will probably be over there, one will be in that area, one will be out on that little flatland strip, who knows what's in here. But kind of all those different areas are really going to be keeping the city alive and moving and actually true to where we're getting our inspiration from. And all that, of course, luckily is already in Minecraft, so we don't really have to make it up and fake some connection. So yeah, there's all those things. And then of course, for all the donkeys, we want to have some stables. But like I was saying, guys, if there's any other things that you guys can think of that we would want to be adding to this area as we create it, other types of buildings, I'm always open to ears on suggestions. So let me know those in the comments below. And if you guys are still really enjoying this, just kind of out of the blue, hit that like button down below. It really does mean a lot to me. The series has been getting a lot of love, and that's really, really cool, and it's really inspired me to keep going. So thank you all for that. Last thing on this section of how we want to be accomplishing this goal, another thing that I really want your guys' opinion on, because I don't know which way I want to take it, is do we want to be adding in city walls? So our giant ruling family is going to have their huge monolith structure here of a pyramid, and it's going to be pretty defensible and formidable. And so we have two arguments right now for creating the walls. One is it allows for the rulers to have their sense of power. As people enter in the city, the merchants traveling in would have to pay their taxes right there instead of people having to come around and collect it from them. Purely for entering the city, you have to pay a tax, which was very common in the olden days into the large major cities, basically as a checkpoint to make sure that the people coming into the city are actually legit people and not there to like raid and pillage and just kind of get into trouble. Granted, those people would be inside a city anyways. But kind of going off with that, the negative side is it stops our city from expanding. Once we plan out the walls, it's kind of hard to move the walls out as we're going to be putting a lot of detail into them. So it kind of limits our expansion, or we could build really, really large walls and then it could be kind of awkward filling that entire area. So the walls, I guess, can come later. But like I was saying, let me know what you guys think about whether we add walls in or not, because I'm really, really curious to hear what you guys have to say about that. And so more types of buildings, do we add walls or not? And yeah, so let me know on those ones. And next, we're going to be talking about what steps we need to take to kind of accomplish this goal right now. Like, how do we go about, because we've talked about what we want to do. We've talked about we talked about the story behind it. We've talked about what we need to do to accomplish this goal. And now we got to actually figure out what steps we're going to be taking going forward. So I'm going to go ahead and start harvesting these trees, and I'll be back with you guys. So I went ahead and I've started building up a lot of these structures back here, and I think we've got a lot of cool stuff going on. We haven't put the roads or anything in yet, but I wanted to talk with you guys about kind of what steps we're going to be taking now to finish kind of accomplishing the goals we've talked about in this video of creating Papyrus, our desert city. Right here, I want to put a little like actual wool roof going across the top of it to give a little bit of color to this area. We got to figure out what type of fence we want to do along here. I think an oak is too bright, but I might want to do like spruce fence gates or something. But anyways, let's go make some spruce fence gates and we can kind of come back and mess with that. What I want to do right now is kind of steps going forward. I'm trying to not do it all on video just because I know it would get pretty old, but going ahead and doing a lot of the terraforming of the region. We could do a lot of time lapses of it, so you guys will be seeing a lot of those coming in here for the next little while. So expect a lot of time lapses for our next bit as we work through our terrain. And we want to make as many of these as we can. That's not even close to as many as we wanted. But yeah, so expect a lot of time lapses as we finish off the terrain. No, dang it. I'm still getting used to this new recipe system. There we go. That might be enough. But so first off, we want to finish out the rivers and smoothing out the region so we can actually build on it. What that means is we might actually, this little green overgrown area, sorry about that. This little green overgrown area here, we might have to move it and get rid of it. I'm kind of bummed about that, but I think overall for the picture I want to capture of having the large city in here, having this random green spot here doesn't really work with how low we made it, sadly. So we might end up getting rid of this guy. Kind of a bummer, but we'll make up for it and fit in a few little parks and things all over the place. So that'd be kind of cool. If you guys are really attached to that, let me know. We can work around it and create that kind of central park area. So let me know in the comments for that one. But overall, it's just going to kind of play out how we kind of end up doing the region. So first step that we need to go through right now is actually getting all the terraforming done and trying to figure out what we want to be doing for that. Yeah, I like that. That looks nice. A little bit of dark contrast between the birch floors we got here. They've got a little tiny room back here. And then after we finish terraforming the region, that's when we start on the mega structure. So I'm trying to get a lot of the terraforming done over the next few days here. I think if there's lag going on, I'm probably reworking the top of this. These look kind of weird. Probably want to do dark oak there instead of that acacia. But yeah, so sorry for all the ums. I'm really trying to work on that. I need to go through and like do a count of how many ums I say in a video. So if you guys are really bored, go for it and do that because I'm trying to make it so it's pretty apparent for me for how much I'm doing. I'm really trying to improve the audio and commentary quality. But yeah, so after we finish kind of doing the terraforming and all that stuff around here, I added that river in that we were kind of smoothing the region out earlier. We got that one. We got a river right here going all the way out. Got another river planned over on that edge of the desert. And then over here, God, this mob farm makes it lag so much. I could probably turn it off. Let's go, after we finish talking about this, we'll go and check out what's going on there. But it drops frames like crazy. I guess we're at over 240 frames right now, so not too insane. I turned off VSync, so it's not capping us at 60 frames anymore, and I've actually been experiencing a lot better quality while recording, so that's really cool. But anyways, I want to bring this little lake type thing into connecting to the main river, so I've been thinking about following along this area right here in between the sand dunes that's kind of lower already, so we can work with the terrain and won't have to do too much terraforming, but bring it over here, then kind of curving it back this way, and curving it all the way down through here and kind of running it out and right over this way. Right past that hill right there. We'll be there in just a second, but that's where the main river connects to. And I think that'll give us a lot of kind of room to work with as far as where we're going. This lava, I think I'm going to bucket up a lot of it and just kind of save it because I want to keep it. But we'll have that river come out and kind of spit out right into this area. And that really sections off our whole desert region that we have going forwards here, which will allow us to kind of plan out more of what we want to be building. But I'm really expecting this area right here that we're looking over, that pyramid right there is going to be so much bigger than this guy. It's probably going to be really, really massive. And I'm really excited to start building it because I think it's going to be super cool. Most of it's going to be out of red sandstone to show it's kind of an older, stronger structure, because I think the red sandstone really gives a common, like, powerful tone to it across it, as it's that darker tone. So it just comes off as being much stronger. So that's cool. And we're going to be going from there with that. Let's go check on that mob farm now, because I'm actually really curious. I've been running it pretty much since we finished it, and I've played on this map for way, way too long. I've kind of worked on finishing up the sorting thing and everything down here for it, if we can go down this hole. Might be a little laggy, but let's go ahead and turn this guy off. So turning that lever up. And yeah, so that's lagging like crazy. I'm sorry, guys. Let's see. What? Oh no. Oh man, we have a double chest and a half of gunpowder, and that's insane. But that means that hopper back there is completely full of it too. String, we have a double chest and a half, basically. Bones looks like a double chest and a half. Arrows, we almost have 2 chests full. Rod and flash, yeah, that's good. We don't have very much. Here's more gunpowder. Let's go sort that guy back into where it should be. And here's even more gunpowder. Guys, I think we can make some rockets. Something tells me we can make a few rockets. This is all like junk stuff, so glowstone dust and whatnot that doesn't really commonly spawn. So if we rarely get a witch in here, we will get them through there and they'll just go to the end. I've been doing a lot of the grind, like, as we constantly get going, and after we built that beacon that we have now, we were completely out of iron, and I managed to get myself killed 5 or 6 times now from creepers in the area as I've been farming iron. But we got another 41 blocks. We got a bunch of diamonds. We have a full set of diamond armor. I'm just waiting for these iron leggings to wear out, and we gotta start, like, repairing this. That needs to be enchanted, but I lost all my levels when I died, so that was super cool. But we need to start going and dyeing some of our fishy, or not our fish. We don't have any fish. What am I thinking? We have a lot of sheep. That's what we need to dye. We need to dye our sheep. Put you guys back in there. Let's get some yellow sheep. That should be enough right there. We can go dye these guys up, and that's enough. There's 6. We only have 5 of each, so just whatever we have kind of works. So we have the magenta, and what I want to do is, what do you turn into? Azure bluet, light gray dye. Let's get 5 of you and kind of go and work on getting all these things. So we got those right there. I want to get some, where is it? Bone meal and then lapis, and that should make light blue dye. Because I really want to get some of that. Oh, that made 10. Oops. But I really want to get a lot of lapis and stuff going in here, or light blues and purples and whatnot. So we got our magenta and everything. What do the peonies give? They give pink dye. That's good. We need that right there. Cool. And what other dyes can we make now? No? Okay, there's none. But let's go dye some sheep up, shear them up, and get all that stuff going. Our sheep farm has a lot of guys down in it now. We got 5 in almost every pen, I believe. So that's super cool. My inventory is a complete mess right now, but what I've been doing is after I dye them all a color, I name them with a lot of the name tags we got, just kind of to keep it easy. I want to bring these guys to be light blue since we have the blue right here, just trying to keep it consistent. So we got light blue, light blue, light blue, light blue, and light blue. There's all those guys, so we'll have to come and do that. They are very freaking noisy down here. What the heck, man? Stupid sheep. Alright, we got all of our magentas here. We can go ahead and put our carpets back up over there in a little bit. We got our white black, and we're going to do gray in there, and we're going to do light gray in here. We just got to go ahead and find out some gray dye. How do you make gray dye? I guess ink and bone meal, huh? That would probably do it. So let's turn these guys into yellow. And we already did that. We haven't done pink. We need to do pink next. Okay, so let's do that. No, you stay in there, Mr. Sheepy. We got our pink sheepies. Cool. And they're all going to be dyed up now. And what do we have left that we need to come through here and get? These sheep, the white ones, they have a slight different texture if they're like born in a desert. So they keep bugging me because I keep thinking they're like, what color is that? I don't know what that is. And then it keeps messing me up, man. So let's go ahead. Do we have more ink sacks in here? We have one ink sack. That sucks. Well, let's go get some more ink sacks and we can dye those. I'll be right back. Alright, all the sheep that we can have dyed are dyed, so we're going to go ahead and harvest up all the wool that we can get just so we can have some stuff, you know? Oh, you already grew back. Cool. Thanks, Mr. Sheepy. Oh gosh, the black one's open. Stay sheepies. But also what we're going to do here is we're going to make some carpet out of each of them just to put that carpet over the edge so when we walk down we don't have to look into the pens. We can just see what color they are from right there. I'm sorry there's a lot of fence gates right in here, but it's kind of the only way I can really keep the sheep in. But it's okay. We're getting our sheep and we're getting so much wool of all different types of colors. It's gonna be great, which is cool. So yeah, more of what I want to talk about regarding the pyramid. These are all white down here. Oh, here's some pink. And is that why we're building the pyramid first is we want to create that giant structure so that we can have an idea of what we want to scale the rest of the city out to be. Because without that guy kind of built up, it's going to be a little difficult to really predict and determine how large we want to make everything else. We're going to just put you guys in here for right now. And we're going to go ahead and make a yellow carpet. We can do that and toss the rest of our yellow in there. Pink carpet, do that. Toss the rest of our pink in here. Magenta carpet, do that. And toss that in here. But yeah, so the reason why we want to be building that mega structure is so that we can make it as large as we want to. And we're not limited by the size of everything around it, which is really going to help us out in the future because we want that structure to have that massive feel to it. And if we actually go through and like limit it more or less and make it so that it's smaller than where it should be, it's going to make the rest of the city kind of feel a little awkward. This is light blue. I really should not have harvested all of them now that I'm thinking about it. But that's okay. And magenta is right here. Perfect. We need our gray. And then we need our pink and yellow. And that should be good. And you guys are pink, which means you must be yellow, right? Yeah, cool. I'll come back and put name tags on these guys later on. But that'll just kind of stuff we can leave in there for now. That chest is going to be very, very disgusting here in the very near future. Probably just going to throw an anvil down there or something so we can name a bunch of things at once. But yeah, so let's go walk over to this area over here where we have our giant mega structure that's going to be planned later out. So not going to be laggy anymore finally because we turned the mob farm off. Mob farm's nice, but it's a little laggy. But, you know, I think the trade-off for what we were getting out of it and what we will get out of it in the future is pretty dang good. I don't think we're ever going to use that much stuff. We just got to be careful not to break this at all. We really got to build the mega structure around it. So I'm thinking the floor is actually going to be, like, on that level of the structure. So in the middle, just to keep it safe and everything. But so like say we built our city up completely and we built all the city and all our farms and everything, and we ended up putting a building like right there. It really limits the size that we could take this guy to. Because if you think about it right now, if we say right here on the corners, they come out from here all the way to there, and then all the way over to here. That's only like 22 long, I think it is, because it's, yeah, because the middle is 11 out each direction, so it's 22. And if you bring that up, going up 1 to 2 blocks in the middle the whole time, it's only going to be like 30, 40 blocks high. So my plan is that we take this kind of out to 1, 2, 3, 4, and then pretty much we bring it out to the very edge that it can be in without hitting too much of the water. We're going to go ahead and put that guy down right here, I believe it is. That looks like the corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we're going to go up 5. Okay, so we're going to go up 5, which will give us a crap ton of space. And that means I'm probably going to have to go finish mining out the entire mesa biome. But if you look at this right here, that's going to be way, way, way larger than if we really built everything else, just kind of limiting itself up prior to us doing this. So we can kind of just plot all this out here and you'll actually see kind of the mass size that we're going to go for. Granted, all this is going to be red sandstone for the most part. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so that looks right there. And we can go ahead and kind of look at it from above, and you're going to see exactly how massive this thing actually is. If we go from there all the way over to here, and this is going to have a bunch of different sized rooms on the inside, so it's not going to be kind of just this huge open hollowed out pyramid, more or less. We're actually going to go through and create some cool rooms and things like that, and it's going to look really, I'm hoping, my idea for it shows it's going to look freaking cool. So that's going to be really, really fun to build. We can say we can go like 1, 2, 3, then 1, 2, 3, and kind of bring those guys out to here at the corners. And then, so that's out 1, so 1, 2, 3, and do it like that. I think we're going to want to make this a lot bigger. These towers, 3, and bring that in. Because these towers are meant to be pretty large, more or less. But that right there is going to be, actually, that might be a good size for the overall build. I don't know. We're going to build the whole pyramid first and make it into this mob death trap if we ever walk inside of it, because we're just going to do the shell of it to start. And then we'll play in the floors and everything. But that's going to be later on. I'm hoping we get that done here pretty soon, but it's going to be a lot just to get it all built. We're going to need a crap ton of sandstone, and we still got to figure out how we want to actually shape the whole thing on the exterior, because we don't want it to just be like a straight line all the way across there. Straight line, straight line, straight line. That's going to look pretty boring. So what we're going to do is we're probably going to go like straight line and then indent it like a block or two and do that, and then indent it. Kind of, that's why I want to use that Game of Thrones Great Pyramid as some inspiration for it, because that has a cool indenty bits on it. I've been recently watching season 6, just finished it, and oh my god, I can't wait for season 7. But overall, yeah. So that just is something I've been watching a lot as far as like a pyramid goes in TV shows. So that's kind of where that thing is going to be going. So yeah, let's go get those finished up over there. Those 3 guys that we're working on. We're just going to do the exteriors for them for now. And one of them I actually want to be building kind of a pseudo smith on the inside of. I think it'd be kind of cool to mix it up this way right here. Right here is going to be a little workshop type thing. And we're going to do like a forge kind of coming up out of this side right here just to add some interest to it. So right here is going to be kind of just a flat roof that's a little bit higher. And so we can kind of go ahead and just, that doesn't go there. We can kind of go ahead and just stack all these guys up. And we're going to need to go back in and get all of our carpets and everything to make that look really cool up there. Because once we get all the carpets and wool and everything on that guy, it'll make this side look better too, because it's going to have the contrast between the 2 roofing styles. Because right here, there's no outcropping here. But this guy right here is going to have full-on wool blocks all over it. I think these fences are actually going to come up another 1 just so we can do them. Actually, no, because we're going to do full blocks so they can just kind of, we can get rid of these buttons instead. And that'll be kind of our way of adding detail to it. I think it's going to look really, really cool up here. But what we want to do first for now is probably get this guy shaped out. So we're going to go ahead and stack these walls up to being 4 high now. How much sandstone do we have? We don't have a whole lot of sandstone left on us, but that's okay. We can kind of just go ahead and build this out as much as we want for now. And I have a bunch of sandstone back in our little starting base, so we can always go back and get more of it as we need it. But let's go ahead and kind of shape out this little guy here, and then we can work on the rest of the house behind it, because this is going to be kind of just one floor, and then it's going to stop, and there'll be a little bit of a roof, probably made out of spruce wood planks or something like that, just to kind of add that extra little bit of detail. We're going to go ahead and do this and place some stairs in here to get a cool arch effect going on, and kind of going with our sandstone design that we've been using on a lot of other arches. We're actually going to go ahead and do that right there, creating that extra little lip to it. Gives a lot more detail, and then from the inside you can't really see it, so that's cool too. But over here, the forge is going to be kind of right in this spot. It's probably going to be that block right there. We'll have like netherrack or something lit on fire. We'll hopefully be able to make this actually fire tick friendly, because I don't want to be turning that fire tick off, just because I feel like that's not the vanilla way. Granted, we might do it later on, and if the series goes on really, really long and we want to mess with some more stuff and just create that extra bits of interest to it. But overall, I think it's going to work fine if we just kind of do it right there. Granted, this whole thing is going to need to come up pretty far. We're going to need to find a way onto the second floor of the roof. What we could do is, we have this little staircase right here, but we could do something like that. I'm going to sleep real quick just because it's getting nighttime and I don't want any creepers. A little while ago, I was walking right through here. I turned the corner right here, and there was a creeper standing right here, and then I turned around and ran away, and there was a husk back here, and I just felt totally cornered, and I ran out into the water to avoid him. So I'm really, really scared running around this area right now, because I've died to creepers. I played over 3 days of game time on this world. Yeah, I've lived on it that much, and we've never died. And then in a course of 2 hours, I died 3 times, I think. No, 2 times. Yeah, in the course of 2 hours, I died twice while trying to go caving and getting a bunch of resources, which was not very much fun. So, how do we want to get up to the second floor of this little place? First off, we already have a crafting table. We don't need to make one. We need a crafting table so we can get some stairs. We're going to just leave that guy there for now. What we could do, honestly, is like a little something up right here. That'd be kind of cool. And then have 2 different levels of decks. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So we can have this, bam, and then bam, like that. And right up in here, we can go ahead and get our spruce slabs and bring those. No, we want to be getting a lot of the spruce slabs here, just because we need those to bring it across and make it a little bit darker and more interesting. We're going to go ahead and create one going all the way up to here, and that'll be fine. And then right up in this spot, we can go ahead and grab some more stairs and bring it up to here and just do a little 2 wide thingy. And then across this whole area right here, I believe we're going to be doing spruce slabs going all the way across, just to create that different area. And the entrance to the second floor of this building is actually probably going to be right here. Something like that, just to get that extra little bit of detail to it. And we can probably close it off here, just because it makes it a little bit more interesting, not having a fully flat wall all the way across. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that gives us an odd number 2 here, so that is perfect. But you can see our boring square shape that we had previously now has turned into an actually fairly interesting looking building, which is kind of the goal, you know. But that's cool. And I don't think we have enough slabs right here. I think we're going to be 1 short. No, we might have just enough. Yep, cool. And now we have our way onto the second floor here. And I think we have a few sandstone stairs. Yeah, we do. Actually, we should probably... No, let's not build this out of sandstone, because that whole thing is right there and it would look kind of weird if they're right next to each other. So there's that right there. I wanted to bring it out a little bit more here, but that makes that alleyway a little too tight. So we are not going to be doing that, just to kind of create that larger alleyway feel to it, so there's something for the people to kind of walk through. And we're going to go ahead and stack that up to there. Over here, we can bring this wall up just a little bit to make it easier for us to move around. And we're going to stack it up just enough so that we can actually jump up on top of it. And I'm thinking that right there. And then we want to do a little bit of a stair action on top of it to create a cool little chimney, more or less. Something off-centered, more or less, is kind of the goal right here. What we're going to want to do is that. And then we want to go ahead and place a full block here and a full block there. Then jump back off. Go ahead and place them like that. And then grab our sandstone slab and place one right there, and that creates that little bit of a chimney feel. I don't really want to be using cobwebs for like smokestacks or anything like that because I feel like they look a little weird sometimes. But yeah, we can kind of just leave it going right there. I think with these guys going all the way around, it's going to look really cool. And that's kind of the general idea for that chimney. Let me go ahead and get the rest of these walls in place so we're not doing the same thing over and over again here. And I will catch back up to you guys once I get the walls and probably the floor. Oh no, I need those back. Give me those back. Okay, so that right there, and there. Get some like tools or something hanging up on there. We've got this nice fire in here. So far, it isn't burning down the roof. Really hoping it stays that way. I am not too sure, but I think this is gonna have to do it for our little smith front area. I want to create like another little shelf or something up here. Maybe have some like tools or something hanging up right there. That looks kind of dumb. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, yep. Please get, yep. Okay, thank you. And let's add a little bit of detail right there and throw that guy in. Guys, I have been way too obsessed with detailing out this region. And I have done a crap ton of work. I know I said I'd bring you in after the walls and everything were done. Then I got video editing and catching everything up there. And then I was like, wow, this is really long. And then when I got this stuff, okay, so that does light the ceiling on fire. We cannot have that there. We need to do lava instead. Let's hope that thing else is on fire. Dang it, we lost a fence gate too. Crap! Alright, well, now you guys get the spoils. Look at all the cool stuff. Anyways, so here, now that we can just walk through it, I'll fix that stuff afterwards. It was worth a shot. Does not work. Good to know. I guess we could change this to being sandstone up there. That's not a bad idea, but that's something we'll look at later. Anyways, so I've kind of finished off this little alleyway back here. We have a cool little set of boxes right here, and that's all we're going to look at. No, I'm kidding. We have a little market stand right here. Selling apples or some little produce or something like that. Cool little stand right here. You can walk into it, sell your goods and stuff, and kind of just, yeah. Look at me selling my apple. Yep. You know you want to buy the apple. Okay. Yep. Cool. We got our little stand. It's awesome. It's great. Very nice. Up here we have a little white and pink carpet roof. So we have string all the way underneath it, and it looks fine in here because it's up to being 3 above. We got a little like bench type thing back here you can sit on. Nothing up here yet. We got to finish that out. I wanted to test that forge first, and the test failed. So that's something we might need to change. That I changed to oak fence just because it needed to stack up there and it looked a little weird with a fence on top of a fence gate. So we switched that around. Over here we got a cool little thing that we already checked out. Back here, this little overhang area. We saw this before. There's a room in here. Did not do anything on the inside of this building yet. Up here on the second floor, it's all birch everywhere. There's some beds and stuff in those. Just kind of if I need to sleep, I kind of threw a bed down and then I didn't break it. Over here, we got a cool little lower down wool overhang covering area to block out the sun. It's all carpet, and here we have another little bedroom. Yeah, so this one is the light blue and the light gray. I think I gave a cool contrast to everything else being the white and some other color. So we have that in there. It looks pretty cool. I'm really happy with this little street where it's coming through here. I think it looks really awesome. But guys, that is going to do it for today's episode. I do hope you enjoyed. Please hit that like and subscribe button if you're new. It does mean a lot to me. Please let me know in the comments below what you guys think about everything that we're doing here. We have a lot of new stuff coming on, especially talking about where all these things are going to be going, all of the builds and everything for the future, where they're going to be, and there's so much cool stuff constantly coming out here. I really hope you guys are enjoying it. So please, if you guys do enjoy it, let me know, because it's always awesome hearing back from you guys. But with that, catch y'all later, and have a good one.